I think we're back. Howdy, chat. How's it going, friends? Welcome back to French Horn Practice. We're not muted. We are back for an exciting day of music. And let me tell you, yo, Bread, what's going on, friend? How are you? Oh, man. You're bright and early today. Literally just freaking went live. How are you? I tell you, today is gonna be frustrating for me because I am very excited and motivated to practice. I'm still dealing with a little bit of a lip thing, so I'm not gonna be able to do as much as I would like to today. But all of that notwithstanding, we're gonna have a good day of French horn practice. I'm very excited. I spent most of yesterday listening to. I found a master class with Gail Williams from a few years ago. I think it was University in Texas. I think people were wearing like Rice University sweatshirts, maybe Texas Tech stuff. But anyways, so that was a lot of fun to put myself back into like an academic mindset and like critically listen to these other students who active French horn students, far and away way better than me, and listen to someone who truly is like a master of the craft in Gail Williams. And there's a Sarah Willis master class as well that I want to get to listening to later on. So in addition to just the French horn practice, we're also doing the mental game. We're studying film and other recordings and stuff, and it makes me motivated and inspired to play, and I'm very excited to do that. Hey, there's no worries, Bread. You know, there's nothing to apologize for. I'm just happy you're here now. All right, let's get warmed up with the normal long tones and scales, nice and easy. Ease into it because we got some fun stuff to play today. Make sure we don't have any trapped water. And I've been experimenting a little bit today and going forward. I'm not doing 100% of my warm-ups completely on stream. I'm actually doing a few free buzzing exercise and also mouthpiece work just for like 5 minutes or so before starting stream. And that's honestly why we're starting here before 11, is because I started doing mouthpiece work at like whatever, 10:30 or so. And then I was like, shit, I kind of just want to play now. And so we're starting a little bit early here. So, it's kind of how it goes. All right. All right. Not good first notes. Let's make them better. actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I need to get this other. There we go. All right. We gotta click here this time. More easily programmable than the one over here. Yo, Oliver! How you doing, friend? I'm doing quite well. How are you? How's the surf been? How is everything? It's getting cold here and rainy, so please allow me to bask in the sunshine vicariously through you. Ugh. It's been very gross here these past couple of days. But otherwise, quite well. Oh, my lip, yeah. So I basically I think I just have been playing too much, getting back into it. So I had a little blister on the inside of my lip here that like rubs up right against my tooth. It's just I think doing the flexibility and low horn stuff and doing like it just like rubbed up against this tooth. So it's mostly better now. I just need to avoid twinging it. But like tomorrow should be 100%. Today's probably like 70%. I can still feel it, but it doesn't like hurt. So yeah. That's one of the dangers. One of the dangers of playing horn, you know. Yo, Pax is right. Right there's his little nose. He's just chilling. He's all splooted out. He's got his butt splooted over there. He's very sleepy. He's very sleepy. He had a fun holiday weekend too, so he's still recovering. All right. Let me do. I want 0 on the measure. Just beat. And actually, while we're thinking about this, let's give a done. Yeah, because this will be then 120, 8 notes in 120, which we also need. Not quite. Yeah. Not super, not super. 76. Hot here. I'm living in board shorts, and the surf hasn't been that good, but had fun anyways. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, friend. I know, I think last time we spoke, the swells were looking really good, so I'm sorry they didn't quite pan out. But hey, as long as you're having fun. Thanksgiving was really good. We had way too much food as always. It's really good. We didn't have to go crazy doing all the cooking because we only had four, so it was me, my girlfriend, my mom, and her mom as well. So it was a bit of a smaller gathering. We just ate, had some wine, played some board games, and it was a lot of fun. Appreciate that. All right, page page 2. This is the I don't know why, but the subdivision is what I'm hearing as the click and not the thing. Let me get the I'm not gonna mess with the sounds. Yeah. 92. Okay. Not bad. Oh, natural horn. That's what I was looking for. I will do this natural horn stuff later. Let's get. Do we do scales right now? It's 12 minutes. Let's do some long tones. Everyone's favorites. Long tones equal at 60 beats per minute. There we go. Yo, Bread, you're practicing your bassoon? You got your daily quota in. I love to hear it, friend. Hopefully the instrument itself hasn't been frustrating you too much. get. All right, nice, easy, long tones. That's a D. That's not it. Trying to keep these centered as well as I can on the tuner here. Very difficult, as it turns out. But I like the way this is playing because this is practicing because if I do the tuner and metronome all in the same thing, it doesn't really, the interface on it is not as fun. Not fun. I don't know why I'm thinking of fun, but it's not as readable. So if I can have the click going on the computer and then the tuner just being a standalone tuner, it seems to be working out really well. All right. So that was the A, I think. There it is. I'm losing focus. Hold on. It just seems it's always coming up low. I can't push it in anymore. Holy moly. Yikes. I'm sorry haven't been keeping up with chat, but I love going back, reading y'all's like origin stories and lore. Oliver played violin for a year or two in primary school. Brett was getting tired of the violin, never liked the high pitched noises, so you went to a bass type of instrument. I asked my band teacher if she was willing to teach me bassoon. Luckily, she had the old one, and you're gonna get that new one. Is that remind me, Brett? Is that for sure you're getting the new instrument? My recollection is that that was maybe a little iffy. I sure hope you get a freaking new one. I remember your old one, or this one sounds like it's giving you some trouble, and that's unfortunate. Because that's the worst. It's like you're doing what you should be doing, and that's practicing. That's making music. That is improving yourself. And if the instrument is letting you down, that is a damn shame. That is a damn shame. See, now that needs to push in some. Jeez. Huh. I should probably tune the horn again. I just did the other week, but I don't know. I don't think it was done right. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Hell yeah. I'm gonna scroll for a bit. See you both later. It's been nice chatting. Good luck with the bassoon. Hope the lip heals well. Appreciate it, friend. Hey, I appreciate you as always. Enjoy your scrolling. Try not to get too riled up. I know with my own scrolling, I have to. I sometimes fall into, scrolling too long, and then I end up feeling sad. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you, friend. Appreciate you hanging out as always. Tevin, what's up? Can I play Solo Future? I don't know what that piece is. I am unfamiliar. My dehumidifier is beeping in the background. Apologies. Yeah, I don't. I'm not familiar with that. If that is a horn piece or a just piece of popular culture that I somehow don't recognize. I'd say somehow. It's like very easy for me to not recognize, to miss pop culture things. Anyways, let's do some. About 72. Yeah, let's do some arpeggios. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let's get the water. And then we go into arpeggiate. Oh, there it was. There it was. It's always so satisfying when you find the hidden treasure. The hidden treasure in this case being just a metric fuck ton of water that's trapped in your instrument that's causing pop 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 pop. Anyways. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, my dog just came over here to lay down. That's how he usually tells me that he needs to go outside. So we're going to take a quick break, let this man outside to do his business, and we will be back in a couple minutes. So, see y'all. 1 second. Okay, alright, sorry about that, chat. Poor little Pax had to go outside. His tummy's been hurting just a little bit today. Um, every month I've got to give him his heartworm and flea and tick medication. So that was this morning, and that usually upsets his stomach a little bit. So he's looking at me very sad. I'm sorry, buddy. Anyways, when last we left our heroes, we were doing arpeggios. We will now unpause. Let's do it. The low coming up is what's I can feel. It's like as I do pull my corners up and out a little bit. That's what's rubbing the spot on my lip up against my tooth. So I'm gonna do slurs down more than I am coming back up. And see, that's not connected on the slur down there because I don't have the proper flexibility, I think, to go down past my break in such a way. Wildly all over the place and out of tune, but yeesh. Sort of felt okay as we were coming up on them, through them, at least in terms of having them exist. And without tuning the whole instrument, making sure the instrument is in tune yet. We will do that later today. Definitely should. I'm going to do Locrian scales now. Locrian scales being the ones starting on 7. We've gone through all the majors. We've gone through all the minors forms, the natural, harmonic, and melodic. We've gone through Dorians starting on 2. No, is that right? I have a cheat sheet. Excuse me. No, yes, we've done Dorians starting on 2. We've done Phrygians starting on 3. We then did Mixolydians because we thought we were doing Lydians. Then we did the Lydians, realizing that we'd mix those up. Lydians starting on 4, Mixolydians on 5, Aeolians on 6, and now finally Locrians on 7. So these are weird fucking scales. So a C Locrian is a D flat because it's the 7th of the scale. So any scale that we do, so for example, starting on C, it's in a D flat key signature, which is, oh fuck, gonna take me a minute to think out. D flat. So that's the D flat scale. So it's that, but starting on the C. So it's got G flats. So it's that is a nasty sounding scale. So then B Locrian is the easy one because that's B is the 7th of the C scale, which means it's just all naturals. Yo, ICT, how you doing? Adam Sandler plays an instrument. Very true. Very true. Famously, is it guitar? He just doodles around on guitar doing the Hanukkah song and all that mess. I've never been a huge fan of Adam Sandler, but I know some of the bigger hits. Adam Sandler is probably a better guitarist than I am. Probably undoubtedly, because I don't play these things. They're just there for decoration. Okay, B Locrian. Okay. So that was B. So now B flat is the 7. B flat Locrian. Probably needs to be A sharp Locrian. Because B flat is just the B scale. So it's like, do the B scale but start on a B flat and end on a B flat? Maybe I can just think of it in such a way? I don't know. Weird. Because it's just doing the major scale while, like, not doing the majors, just on 7. So, like, A is the B flat scale. So, this can't be right. Right? Maybe it's just because I'm playing them in multiple octaves that all I'm hearing is the major scale in the middle of it and then just ending on the wrong tone. So I think what I'm going to do instead is so A flat is 7 of, sorry, G sharp is 7 of the A scale. And so I'm going to play it and I'm going to stop on the tonic of the Locrian, which is the 7 of the scale. So I'm going to try and isolate each octave just so that I can hear it. Because right now I'm just hearing the major scale starting and ending on a weird note. So. No. No. Because it's the A. It's A. But we're starting on G sharp. It's the A scale. Dusha! What's up, friend? How you doing? Weird. Which then, thinking about G, then G has B, E, and A flat because G is the 7 of the A flat scale, so it's G but in an A flat scale. So it's. I feel like I'm not playing these well, but also I feel like the Locrian mode is one of the least prevalent. So I'm not terribly concerned with it, just like getting it in under my fingers. F sharp then is G. F sharp is the only one in the key signature. Wait. That doesn't persist across keys. There's not a pattern there. Because F sharp only has F sharp, but like G, for example, there's no relationship. That's just A flat, which is B, E, A, and D. So, never mind. F sharp has only F sharps in the key. Ugh. And then F, Locrian, is the F sharp scale. Yeesh. So I gotta remember my F sharp scale. Yee. And then E is just the F scale. So that is E with a B flat in this in the scale. That's nasty. E flat then is the E scale, which is FCG. FCGD. Yes. I'm thinking minors in my head, and it's screwing up some of the fingerings at the 6s and 7s, which are actually the 7s and 8s. Ah, I hate Locrian scales. Yikes. And then D is the scale pattern, is the 7th for the E flat scale, which has B, E, and A. And D naturals, yes. Not D flat, man. Not D sharp. Woo! And then finally, D flat, C sharp is the 7 for the D scale. So it's just F and C sharp. And that is the D Locrian. And then we are done with these godforsaken scales. Whee! Yeah, not gonna happen. Okay, so that is at least Locrian scales. Now, we said Locrian's Kling A. Let's do some Kling. And let's get some shoes. So let's see, we were working on number 9 yesterday. Dun, dun, dun. And today I want to do it with the click. What are we at? Allegro maestoso. I don't want to use my 10 key because then that's going to gonna screw up the timer here. So, okay. Let's see. Is this Okay. So if we want to do it around 120, let's start it at about 100-ish. And this will get us closer to in time. Yo, guy on headphones! How you doing? I'm also guy on headphones. Welcome back, friend. How are ya? Gross. And I don't even have the click really in my ear. Let's get it a little louder. Doing well somehow stayed up longer without realizing, so I decided to tune in. Man, I know that feeling. Right now we are practicing, it's an etude from 40 Characteristic for Horn by Kling. It's a very famous horn etude book. This is number 9. And we're trying it today with the click because I have been very bad about playing with a metronome before, so I want to make sure that I get it in time. After yesterday, I found a damn 2-hour masterclass with Gail Williams that I sat through the whole thing. And one of the things that kept cropping up with the students who were playing orchestral excerpts was really having a good, solid internal foundation of what the time should be. So I have been inspired and motivated to make sure that we are practicing with the metronome whenever we can, even though it sucks. So even just the first couple measures, just making sure that I have them fully in the time, you know? Let me get a subdivision. Okay, so immediately subdividing in 3 is stupid. Because we've got 4s. Okay. Dun, da, 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 dun. Dun, da, da. And I have to make sure that there's differentiation because the pickup to the beat is not a triplet. It's a dotted 8th 16th, whereas the next bar has triplets. So you really got to have good triples and 3s and 4s. Okay, the first phrase is better. I just need to refamiliarize myself with what comes after. Metronome practice, yeah. Yeah, it fucking sucks, dude. Percussionist but sense of tempo gets thrown out the window when practicing stuff like strokes on a set BPM. Dude, and that's honestly like, because I started in percussion for like a semester when I was in 6th grade before I moved to French horn. But like as the percussion stuff advanced, progressed and got more advanced, and hanging out with some of my percussion buddies in college and stuff, the kind of shit that like my brain is not wired for rhythm and tempo and anything on that sort of a scale. Like that's some weird polys and triple duples and hemiolas and all kinds of layering on top of like no thank you. Doing fucking offset something with your foot while keeping nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. My brain cannot handle that mess. Give me notes, give me all this stuff, but don't give me percussion stuff, man. All right. I have a strategy for this last little bit. Alternative fingerings. I spent a long time yesterday looking at alternative fingerings for this passage, and I think I have it. I just need to practice it. My rhythm is so bad. I do not have a sense of time. I feel you, Bread. That is exactly me too, and that's why we practice with the metronome, because we have to build that up. You know, so many rudiments. I forgot all about rudiments, dude. I fucking hated rudiments. They were so boring. Like, granted, you can have fun with them and do fun, like, but like, that's not what we were doing first semester of 6th grade percussion when we were doing rudiments. We were doing flam, 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 paradiddle, 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 like, you know. Anyways. Okay, so let's get this first before we... So that's it. It's trigger 1 for the G, which I'm not used to at all, ever. Maybe I could just do open. So for example, gross. Way more dependent on what kind of percussion. I see. Orchestral percussion is fine, fun, even. Band percussion is a special kind of hell. Not sure if it transfers to other instruments, though. Probably. I would say probably. I've had some minor experience doing like municipal community bands around here, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, almost at this point. And some of that music was like, it's wind band music, which is like, but the community stuff. So you had like active band directors, music teachers, music majors at the university stuff coming out to play. So that was, you had a whole, and then you had retirees and all kinds of. It was a great mix of people from all various walks of life in the community. So that was a lot of fun to play with them. But yeah, the repertoire, you're not doing Beethoven's or Mahler's or Brahms or Strauss. You're not doing any big tone poems or whatever, but I think it's more about like finding the little bits in the pieces that give you goosebumps. At least that's kind of how I've been how I've thought of it, is like there's always like a piece where you really can shine, even if it's just like a bar or a couple of notes, right? I don't know. It doesn't work for Sleigh Ride. Anytime they handed out Sleigh Ride, everyone just immediately like groaned and was just like, no, gross. Oh. I don't know. We didn't even rehearse it before actually doing it because everyone in the pops had done Sleigh Ride over and over and over again so many years in a row. And apparently we're all so tired of it, they didn't even want to practice it. This was my first time playing it, so on stage for the performance was basically sight reading with the ensemble. So that was fun. But yeah, might try and see after the holidays if I can latch on to a community band in the area, just for some good ensemble, experience. Get back into it, just like anything else. hell is that so raging sharp? Yo, bye, Bread. Thanks for hanging out, friend. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, at least over here. Bye, friend. Good to see you. I was gonna do this and then this and like this. It all kind of ended up being like a, I don't know what hand. Live long and prosper, friend. That's what we do. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Let's go ahead and put the click. Let's bump that down a little. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that one from trigger 1 2 to open because that's 3 valves. It's so instead going to be that's so much. Why am I so dumb? Why am I stupid, chat? Please tell for me why am I dumb. Okay. I need to breathe bigger on the breath marks because I was running out of air at the end of that phrase. Sorry, I'm trying to watch that's the only problem about having the metronome there instead of here is that like I can turn here to look at it, or I can sort of side eye it and lose my place in the music. I haven't, but that blocks the microphone and it's all kind of I'm still figuring out. We'll say maybe I just move my monitor. That could work tomorrow. Happens to the best of us. You can read notes, so that puts you in the top 20% of musicians. That's very true, especially when you consider how many musicians are like guitar players or something similar that is widely accessible and self-taught and never involves like formally reading music. Like for me on guitar, I can't read music very well. Like I know the concepts of it, but I don't know how they translate to the instrument. I read tabs or like chord diagrams and stuff like that, but I don't read traditional music for guitar, even though I can read music. So, oh, so I ain't dumb. Well, that's where we potentially disagree, but nah, it's cool. I sometimes I get stuck into doing something some way and like thinking, okay, this is exactly how this for sure is how this needs to be done, and then I try it a different way that like I know is going to be better, or like, and it's just like, okay, well, I could have been doing this from the very beginning. That sort of thing. All right, enough of a rest. So that's not as fast. These 16th runs are not as fast as I'm probably playing them. Yeah, I'm definitely rushing in there. Okay, hold on, because I didn't take a big breath where I was supposed to. Because I didn't expect it to actually, like, sort of go well. I wasn't expecting to play on, and then I didn't play on well, so hold on. Okay, so that still needs work. Let's go back. I shouldn't play on. Don't play on. Stupid. That's the dumb. That's the dumb, is I'm playing on because I want to play on because I want to play it because it's fun, but I need to work out the previous phrase first. Okay. Okay. But I need to remember to breathe there at the end of the phrase, so. That wasn't a big breath, but it was a breath, so now I can focus on breathing, making sure the breath is there, and then I can make it big when I have it. And that was not, no breath. Okay. Do I need a breath? Do I need a breath? Yeah, I do. I think I do need a breath. So then if we then think about you're gonna be a point of emphasis. But I want you to be tenuto. We're gonna have you be a full at the end of the phrase. So first phrase. I want all on one breath. Yo, what up? Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Good to see you, Nine. Good to see you, Jenny. Yo, Jenny. Also, I meant to say, I know it took me a long time, but I finally listened to Flower Dance. That one by DJ Okawanari or whatever. I really, really enjoyed it. I have added it to the Discord recommended music playlist because I thought it was really fucking rad. I appreciate that, Jenny. And 9, how you doing, friend? How are y'all today? We've got the wonderful pup just schnoozing away, enjoying the sultry sounds of my failures. But it's neither here nor there. Okay. See, because I didn't breathe there. I didn't breathe there, so... No. You got that cello? Oh, shit! That's so exciting, 9. I am so excited for you on that cello. How's it sound, my friend? How does it feel? Yo, Elliot! Thanks for stopping by, friend. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday, buddy. We're doing pretty nice. We're doing pretty well, I would say, in practice. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I'm trying to, yeah. It's just, it's act on its own. Do y'all remember, what was it? Maybe it was like a Mad TV sketch, or I don't think it was like SNL. I don't think it was like all that, or like, but it was the haunted hand. It's my haunted hand. It's got a mind of its own. And it was like it was a whole thing, but it was like a. I remember the sketch comedy of the like 90s of my childhood being very, very good, and haunted hand was like a one that I remembered. That's how I feel right now. Is I feel like my hand is haunted. And it's not playing correctly. Fine, it's me. It sounded decent. That wasn't too bad. Let's try that again. No, I'm getting off time because I'm losing it in my ear. And that's not good. I need to be counting and feeling it more than listening for it. I am definitely rushing a lot. Like a lot. I should not be rushing. I should be playing this slowly, since I have the luxury to do it slow while I can do it slow. Okay. That was better, but I still didn't breathe into the next phrase, which I should do. Room looks different. Did I change the light? Not really. It's cloudy. And it was raining this morning, so it's probably just darker outside. Um, so I didn't change the lighting, but that's just probably the natural light from the windows and such are probably a little bit different. So yeah, you're probably seeing more of the lights that I have, like the lights, as opposed to like the natural light coming in. Um, so yeah, just a little different today. I did them backwards. I had the fingerings backwards. I did instead of, well. Gross. It's that last the first set of 16ths I pretty much have. It's just that last. And this is even too slow. Like, I need to be doing 30 BPM faster than this to be at tempo. Yeah, I have just ever so slightly. I have a just a little blister on the inside of my lip that formed like right where it rubs up against one of my teeth a couple days ago. So I've been I skipped I think practice on Sunday Played it easy yesterday. Today it's feeling a lot better. I think tomorrow it's going to be like back to 100%, but today I'm about at like 80. So I'm not doing any of the big like flexibility exercises. I'm not venturing down into the low range or anything. I'm staying in a comfortable range and not doing too much that requires me to like because that puts it right on the point of my tooth. So but by tomorrow we should be all better. Why am I thinking of... Hey, thanks, Jenny. I do feel a lot better. I appreciate that. And like I say, tomorrow it should be 100% back to normal, and but I appreciate it. I don't know why in my muscle memory I'm thinking of... I'm trying to do... Like I know the fingerings. I know the fingerings. Okay, that sounds better. Yo, see you later, guy on headphones. Sleep well. I'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. So I thought that YouTube would allow me to do like a community post, and maybe they may. I was on my laptop and I was trying to do a post to like my channel and community, and I couldn't figure out how to do that. Embarrassingly. So yeah, I tried to put out a message on YouTube and that didn't work. So I put one in my Discord. There's a little announcement. So if ever, it's not a particularly active Discord because I guess, community's kind of small, but that's where I think I'm going to be putting like announcements for practice and stuff because I've got some Twitch, I've got some YouTube, and I just figured Discord's like a centralized location because I'm not doing Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or TikTok, or any of that mess. So announcements I think will be on the Discord if you want to stop in there. If ever you're wondering what's going on with me, that's where I'll post them. But oh. That's a good first note. Okay, so if we go a little faster, up to 100, and we will do sometimes when I'm doing the slurs up, it's kind of doing a and as it comes up, it's like brushing right up against that point on my tooth. Ooh, yeah. All right. You know what? I like this Kling. I think I really want to work this one. You know what? So we're skipping or moving on from the first bit, but there's some fun legato passage later on. We'll go back to the first part and bridge a little bit later when my lip is not as injured. So. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm understanding why I need to be playing with the damn metronome, because this is embarrassing. Bum ba da 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 da. Okay, so first two bars kind of work. Are sort of getting there. At this 42 beats per minute, 32 beats per minute slower than they should be. I don't know. I don't know, chat. Here's what I don't know. How I want to finger that one, because it could be all open. There could be some alternate fingerings that would make them snap a little bit easier, better. So there's some stuff in there that needs to be cleaned up, of course. So let's do that. Ooh. Maybe it's pressure. Maybe it's pressure. Because like it's as I'm ascending, but maybe I'm using too much pressure there. Okay, hold on. Let's get the click out of the way for right now. Let's just get it, dang, even slower? Maybe so. Maybe more like... Let's go absurdly slow. I can tell my focus is starting to like wane a little. My focus, my responsiveness. So we need to lock in. If we can get back up to, if we can do a good 2 hours, I would consider that a win. Very hang 10. Very righteous. We'll see. I don't have this memorized. I shouldn't close my eyes. What am I doing? All of a sudden, I'm forgetting how to play this shit. What the hell? Glockner! Save me, Glockner! Ah! I suck. Oh, good to see you, friend. How are you, buddy? We're working out some Kling stuff because my lips are not responding the way I want them to, so we're going super fucking slow. Ugh. What's the problem? What are you playing, Mozart? We're gonna get to the Mozart later. This is Kling 9. Just doing the triplet sort of legato section in the middle there because it's so much fun. The gig was awesome, dude. Tell me all about it. Tell me everything I want to know. All the sights, all the sounds, all the smells, all the tastes, all the atmosphere, the vibes. Oh, tell me everything, friend. Sounds fucking awesome. Yeah. Yo, Steampy, what is up, friend? Trying to do the cave system. What the hell are you talking about, Steampy? I don't, I either died or they're oh, I got you. You're trying to do the cave system the other players were doing. I either died or they're playing with Haxon. They had 20 green cards, 1 soul harvesters, 6 big bongs, 6 spaghetti something, 2 ice cube, 4 lightning rod, 3 lamps? What the hell? 20 green cards? Like, is this at the end, surely? Because that's not like before the end of the game. Holy cow. That's a crazy fucking run. Just a party. First half was mainly Steel Panther cover stuff. Okay. Oh, the glam metal, the 80s glam metal. I remember that. That's true. Don't Stop Believing with some class. Okay. I am going to take some slight issue with the way you phrased this because you said classic rock stuff like Blink 182 and Sum 41. You're telling me that you considered Blink 182 and Sum 41 to be classic rock stuff? That is going to destroy my psyche. That is not classic. That just came out. That's like contemporary. What do you mean it's 30 years old? Crowd's awesome. Everyone jumping, screaming, having a good time. Dude. Oh, that sounds awesome. Guitarist fucked up some solos, bet no one noticed. The 2 vocalists nearly died at the Don't Stop Believing. The drummer and me were absolutely locked in. Dude. Because that's not an easy song. That's a very difficult song. Like, I've tried to sing it before. It is not. Because I've got to get all up into my mix. And, like, even then, it's not good at all. It hurts me too, especially Sum 41 and Blink 182 is considered dad rock? Dad rock! Oh, that hurts my soul, dude. I don't even have kids. I just got this little sucker. This little pick your nose. They still at tier 3 map before you had the boss rim because they farmed the kills in that map. So I gotcha. So this was at the end of tier 3. They didn't do the actual boss there. They had like 800k to 2 million before the boss part. That has to be hacked. That's not legit. Hurts not only my soul, it hurts your soul. It also hurts my back. I'll tell you that. Hurts my back, hurts my front. Ugh. All right, that's enough of a rest. Let's get back to practice. They didn't do the boss. They don't do the boss part then? They only farm in tier 3? Has the meta shifted that much since I've been out? There was a 4 million kill on the leaderboard? Oh shit. They're gonna have to come out with some kind of big patch like they did when before Robinette was dominant. I think there was like some rampant cheating going on the leaderboard, so they had to do a big reset. Might have to do that sort of thing again. Little more gently, I think. I like slurring down to that C there. That arpeggio feels good to me. Rather, the C feels, nice. That one didn't, but. Yeah. But hey, how are you? How are the last few days? Sounding good. Thank you, Glockner. I'm doing well. I'm still recovering. I have a little blister on the inside of my lip here that's making it weird whenever I try and switch between high and low stuff. So I'm just kind of like being pretty easy these the last couple days, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm inspired, but at the same time, I'm gonna get the click away because yesterday I found on YouTube I found a masterclass with Gail Williams, who's played with the Chicago Symphony and I think professor at Northwestern University, like major titan of you probably know her. But it was her doing a masterclass for some college students, and I watched a full 2 hours of it. And like it got me back into the university academic setting of the being critical and like, okay, all these things that I have not thought about at all as I've been trying to get back into it are like, oh shit, right, I need to make sure every note is in tune. I haven't really been focusing on the intonation. I haven't really been focusing too much on the metronome stuff, hence the click. Today it's been trying to make sure that I've been working out, the things so that they're correct before moving on. And I've listened to probably like 7 or 8 different renditions of Neuling's Bagatelle in the last couple of days because the last dude in the masterclass did it, and it was good. It was clearly not performance ready, but I had not ever heard the piece, and so I wanted to hear a good professional version of it. So I've listened to like 8 different people doing Neuling's Bagatelle, which is a fucking piece, dude. Like, oh my god. Talk about some low horn stuff. Yeah, I don't even have it up. I had it up earlier. We're not doing Bagatelle for a long time, if ever, but yeah, it's inspiring. It's also a humbling reminder of how far we have to go. But that's what we're here for. Anyways, that's how I am. Overwhelmed by what's in front of me, but having fun while we're here, I think is about where I'm at. It's just a damn sixth. Come on. quite. I appreciate it, Glockner. You are truly gassing me up, and for that I am eternally grateful. Oh, because I am struggling. It's the same thing that I've struggled with honestly my whole life. My entire musician life has been like, I don't sound good enough. Full stop. You know? So I need to sound good enough. There's not an F sharp in that key signature there. I should put the tuner up so they can actually see it. Holy cow. That actually doesn't sound too bad. So immediately after railing against myself for needing to sound good, that kind of doesn't sound bad. Okay, maybe I just need to bully myself a little harder next time. That's not true. Freudis tells us in her book that we need to reframe our mental when we are our own teacher. Instead of, this sounds like ass, it needs to be, can we make this sound less ass? Which is not exactly, for the record, what she says, but you know what I mean. That's got to be in tune. Hey. But so that sounds pretty good. That sounds okay. Now let's get the click at 84. This is exactly the mindset when the same mindset is needed in sports or literally anything else. Always ask how to improve. That's yes. 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 This is exactly true. The problem is when the answer becomes like, do it like, so it's, how do we play this less ass? Well, if you play it well, but it's being the specific. Like, it's okay, my airflow and support is not great. My tone could be better, my intonation. And so it's then, okay, if that's the case, how do we fix? What do we practice to fix this? How do we overcome? And that's, well, that's the process. That's, if there was an easy answer, silver bullet to that, we'd all be fucking, masters of whatever craft, right? right, but the wrong fingerings. It repeats the G. The G. The answer is easy. Split it up. Okay. How not to play ass. Make difficult training and make focus practice on one particular topic. But I bet you already know it. I do, and you are absolutely correct. So it's isolate and repeat and make perfect. Right? So it's yeah. It's just getting the repetitions in and not being for me in particular, like it is, I do roughly know in general what all needs to be done, I think, at any given point. It's just doing them all consistently, repeatedly, like everything all at once. And so it's the metronome, it's the intonation, and having them, because it used to be second nature. I used to do this without even thinking about it. Back when I was in practice and in the horn program, and now it's like, okay, I need to get back to doing that sort of stuff. So if all else fails, paint some flame decals on my horn. Ooh. You might be onto something. So we could do like, dude, that would actually look kind of sick. Just like all around the bell here, up to the up here, and then you could even have the same sort of thing, but like smaller on the mouthpiece, so that you could have like, actually that'd be pretty fire. Not like, no pun intended, because it was bad, but that would be fire as hell. I wonder if that would automatically disqualify me from like any audition I walked in. They would never be able to take me seriously, for sure. That'd be so funny. Rest. Even pro has to do the isolated training, so it's always good to make such sessions. And if it's just 15 minutes every day, it's a different topic. Yeah, man. Dude, I am picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. And it's been tough these past couple days because I am still dealing with like a little thing every now and again, but because what I want to do, what I've been doing too much of, because it cuts both ways, is I've been focusing so hard on my low stuff in this whole low horn book that I've got, that I think that might have been what sort of led to this, was trying to do too much of the like focusing too much on that and less on just like playing music and doing, too much isolation, too much specificity, and not enough like just playing stuff. And so that's kind of where we're at. I don't know if we're going to get to Mozart today. I've kind of spent way too long on this Kling. Apologies, but we'll get to Mozart tomorrow because we're already about for time, and I have other things to do today. But also that's why I have a lot of practice exercises in the Freudist book and the low horn book that I want to start implementing, that are in like every so often, every few days, doing some different stuff for different targeted work, right? So scales and articulations, we've got legato, we've got natural horn, we've got lip trills, which are gonna add in as soon as this thing, and just all that kind of stuff. So we've got there's a lot of stuff that's on the horizon for sure, but it's also very important to also just play, because in the end it's playing music that we all want. And we reached practice. We did! Hey! We did 2 hours, even though it was a light 2 hours perhaps, but we still did it. But yeah, I've like today even, I think we didn't start playing real music until probably like an hour in because I was warming up. I was doing scales and I was doing arpeggios and long tones and stuff like that. Um, but as I get rid of this, I'm gonna start doing like I might just do that stuff like before stream and then do 2 hours of like actual musical work and not include my warm up and scale stuff and pre warm up stuff in practice time. Um, anyway, this is just musings as I give my mouth a bit of a rest. All right. The goal for the rest of the practice time with this click, I want to do this triplet section, and if we can get it all in one shot, I think that's a good point at which we can say we've practiced well, and we'll pick it up about here tomorrow. So let's get a good take. Nope, that's not it. So that was not it. That was not it. Because it fell apart in the second half there. The first actually kind of sort of worked because we've been practicing that. So let me real quick. All right. So I think that wasn't the problem area that I needed to practice. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Let's try it. I think we can do it. So sloppy. So dang sloppy. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. closer. So I need to... Hold on. Hold on. Almost. It's after the low G coming up and then the triplet da 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 da. Those are the transition between those two bars, or I guess those 4 bars, because it's 2 intros and 2 subsequents. But anyways, those 2 sets of 2 bars. Almost. So let's get the click back. Let's get clickle back. No. Not quite that. It was sort of there, but like, do we want to stop when we get it right, or do we want to stop when we can't get it wrong? Let's do it one more time. And actually correct, because it was not actually correct, but it was close. It was very close. That was very close. Sort of lost it in the second phrase, but let's try it one more. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. That's as good as that's getting today. Yo, Bread, you were just back in time. Hopefully you caught that last attempt. We cleaned up the little bit of a Kling there. We got a good couple of takes on that Kling section, and I think that's practice for today. It's still a little twingy, but another day of rest, and I should be back tomorrow. That's gonna be it for practice today. I have some stuff around the house, and that I got to get done before this evening, so I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by and hanging out. Practice has been wonderful. We made some good progress, and I hope. Thank you, Glockner. I thought that last one did feel good. It is good to we got a couple, like 2 out of the last 3 I'd say were like decent. Oh, I'm sorry I won't see you tomorrow, Glockner, but next time, whenever it is, we'll blow you away with whatever we've been practicing between now and then, which is not true, but anyways, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Tuesdays or Wednesday mornings or whatever time it is, wherever you are. I love each and every one of you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And I'll see y'all later. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.